Hey guys, this is the Prelims Focus News discussion from 14th to 16th of October. Guys, let's see the very first news. First is news about Inland Waterway Authority of India, because they have recently in this year they have raised rupees 660 crore through bonds facility, and this is the second time they has been allowed to raise money through bond. Previous year also they were allowed to raise a maximum of 1000 crore, but they were only able to secure 340 crore from the market. But this time they had secured around rupees 660 crore through market. So that's why this was the news. So let's see about Inland Waterway Authority of India, guys. It is an statutory authority which is in charge of waterways in India, and the headquarters of it is located in Uttar Pradesh, in Noida, right? And the main work of it is to building the necessary infrastructure in all the waterways and surveying the economic feasibility whatever is there about the new projects whichever is being implemented in the waterways of India, right? Next is about, guys, 100 crore package has been given for the Darjeeling tea estate, basically. Now see, the context of this is as you know that previous 3 months there were agitations in the Darjeeling district, because they were wanting that Darjeeling district to be get converted into Gorkhaland. They wanted a separate state in the form of Gorkhaland, but the West Bengal government didn't want it to give it to them, right? So that's why agitation went for around 3 months, last 3 months, but for now the agitation is now cool down, and the Tea Board of India has decided that whatever the loss that has been faced by the Darjeeling tea department, basically they will give a relief package of 100 crore, so that the whatever the loss has been faced by them, they can get rid of that loss, right? But it is being said that this relief package has failed to bring cheer in that industry, because there were many forward linkage industry and backward linkage industry which has also got shock from this 3-month shutdown, right? So those for those the government has not given any compensation. But anyways, guys, this is a kind of token of help that government has given it to the Darjeeling tea estate, because the Darjeeling tea is our geographical indicator and we earn a lot of money from that directly, right? So it is the responsibility of the government of India also to give some sort of relief package to them. So that's why they have given. And let's see about Tea Board of India, guys. It is a statutory body which is under the Ministry of Commerce, and it is set up under the Tea Act of 1953, and this tea board as constituent of 31 members, which are having members from different sectors, different stakeholders, whether it be members of parliament to representative of other government, and tea producers, traders, brokers, consumers, as well as other trade unions are also the members of this Tea Board of India, right? Next is about Bima Yojana, that is a life insurance scheme, guys, and the name of this is Sampurna Bima Gram Yojana. Just if you know Hindi, this is basically Hindi term. So if you just separate these all 4 words, then you'll get to know that in a village the government want to give life insurance to each and every household, right? So this is what called Sampurna Bima Gram Yojana. So it is basically to provide affordable life insurance services to the people, particularly from those people living in a rural area, right? That's why the government has launched this Sampurna Bima Gram Yojana and expanded the coverage of postal life insurance, under which earlier only the government employees were allowed to come under this social security scheme. But now this bandwidth has been expanded, and now other professionals can also include themselves under this life insurance scheme. And the aim of the government is that from all the revenue district, at least one village will be taken where minimum of 100 household lives, right? And there will be endeavor will be made to cover all the household of that identified village within a minimum of one rural postal life insurance policy each, all right? So that they cover under this Bima Gram Yojana, all right? Next is about Atal Pension Yojana, guys. We have already discussed about it previous few days, and we have discussed that around 60 to 70 lakhs subscriber has came under this Atal Pension Yojana. But recently a figure has been out by the government, in which the government has said that within next March we will be having a subscriber base of around 1 crore under this Atal Pension Yojana. So let's see about it, guys. This was brought by the government on June 1st 2015, and under it all the citizens of India are eligible to nominate themselves under this pension scheme, and those citizens must be from 18 to 14 years, under which they have to give a premium of say from 1000 rupees to 5000 rupees per month. All right, and central government has also said that 50% of the total contribution will be given by the government for first 5 years. 50% means if you are giving a premium of 1000 rupees, then 50% of it is 500 rupees. Government will pay 500 rupees. But if you are paying a premium of 4000 rupees, then the 50% will be 2000 rupees. But the government, again, maximum government will pay is 1000 rupees only, and this will be done for the first 5 years, guys. And also, guys, if the subscriber is dead, then in that case the spouse of that subscriber will be getting the money, and in case there is demise of both the subscriber as well as his or her spouse, then the money will be given to the nominee of that under this Atal Pension Yojana, right? Next is about lawyers as seniors. Supreme Court has framed rule for itself and other 24 high courts, right? See, guys, the Supreme Court of India has basically laid down guidelines for itself as well as the other 24 high courts to govern the exercise of designating lawyer as a senior, that which lawyer is senior. Alright, earlier it was being designated by Supreme Court, but now, since after many petitions that were being challenged to the Supreme Court, that whatever the designation, how you are designating those lawyers, what is the criteria of designating those lawyers, alright, and that is very opaque, so make it transparent. So that's why Supreme Court has said, okay, for the Supreme Court also and for the High Court also, we will be setting up a permanent committee. Alright, in case of Supreme Court, the permanent committee will be comprised of Chief Justice of India, 2 senior most companion judges, Attorney General of India, as well as representative from Bar Council, which is nominated by the first 4 members, as we have already discussed. Alright, so the permanent committee of Supreme Court will be consisting of these members. And for High Court, guys, the members will be Chief Justice of that High Court as well as Advocate General of that state, right? And the Secretariat they will be deciding that what are the conditions, how a lawyer will be designated as a senior lawyer. So they will be looking on to many criteria like reputation, like their conduct, like integrity to the advocated concern, alright, as well as their inclusion in pro bono work. Pro bono here means free of work that is being provided by them for any social cause, right? And so these are the criteria under which the designation will be given as to a lawyer as seniors or not, right? Next is about a program which is called Mithra Shakti, guys. It is basically an joint military exercise of India and Sri Lanka. Alright, so this is what the main takeaway that you can take away from this article, basically. So many facts were given, so let's not discuss that. And this time 2017 exercise has been held in Pune. Alright. Next is Supreme Court has asked the central government to strike a balance on the Rohingya issues. Guys, Rohingya issues is very, very debatable issues, right? Because at one phase there is a humanitarian concern regarding the Rohingya community, because they are being, there is a mass exodus of Rohingyas community from Myanmar, right? And they are facing atrocities, right? So that is part of a humanitarian concerns to the Rohingya community, as well as there is a national security and economic interest also, which is related to India. So Supreme Court has asked the central government that look on to this matter very cautiously and later decide that, how to strike a balance on this Rohingya issues. Means both the aspects you have to look and then take a rational decision regarding it, right? So that's why there were many pleas that were being filed by the Rohingyas for the protection of their life and liberty. Because if you have read the polity book of Lakshmikant, then you will surely get to know that there are few fundamental rights which are given to the citizens of India as well as the citizen of foreign people also. Alright, so excuse me. So under that jurisdiction, they have filed the plea to the Supreme Court that we should be given the right of life and liberty, at least in any countries, right? So that's why this matter is going on in the news. Next is India acts against bottom trawling. Guys, if you remember that in July month, Sri Lanka has banned this bottom trawling. Now let's first see what is bottom trawling, guys. Bottom trawling is a method of catching fish. Under it, what happens is that this net is being trawled in the bottom layer. Now, when it is trawled in the bottom layer, then we get to catch fishes, that is for sure. But with fishes, many corals, many these plants also get trapped under this net. Now what happens is the biodiversity of that marine region gets affected. All right, so that's why Sri Lanka has banned this bottom trawling, because it was being said that the marine environment of Sri Lanka will be getting conserved. So that's why after that it was being alleged against the Indian government also, that Indian government was also ban it. So Indian government has said that okay, we are banning it, and as well as many, government has banned it, but there are other measures also which Indian government has taken, like the launch of a program on diversification on bottom trawlers into deep sea fishing vessels for the tuna long lining under the Blue Revolution scheme. Guys, Blue Revolution scheme, if you don't know, then I'll suggest you to go through it, because it is a very huge and long scheme under which many benefits and many benefits are given, that how to extract money from this ocean thing, right? So that is what called Blue Revolution. So these are few of the measures taken by India basically. And next is the Tamil Nadu government has banned the registration of bottom trawlers which are carried out their work in Park Bay region, right? So these are few of the actions being taken by the Indian government. Next is India's first information utility for bankruptcy cases. See guys, National E-Governance Service Limited, which is owned by State Bank of India as well as Life Insurance Corporation of India, are few of the intakers of this NESL, that is National E-Governance Service Limited. So this has become the India's first information utility for bankruptcy cases under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. So when this code has been framed, so that time it was said that an information utility will be set up. Now what is the work of this information utility? This will store the financial data like borrowing, default and security interest among other firms, and as well as at the time whenever there is need by the stakeholders regarding the financial data, so they can directly intake from this information utility, right? And now what are the benefits of it, guys? It will provide high quality as well as authenticated information, because this information is directly coming from the government about the different kind of debts and defaults, and key role like it will also make debtors as well as creditors cautious, because debtors will see that to whom to give the money and all, right? So like their history will be kept at a single place, so that in future if any bank need to give money to any business firm, so they will first see the history of it, that what how this company has performed, whether they have been able to pay off the debts whatever they have taken or not, right? So these are the benefits which will be getting by the government. And also the National Company Law Tribunal, some of the bankruptcy cases comes before this National Company Law Tribunal, so that for them also this will be acting as a raw evidence, because they will be getting the fresh and raw data directly from the government sources, right? So this is indeed a very important step. Next is Bureau of Indian Standards Act 2016 has been brought into force, which has replaced the earlier Bureau of Indian Standard Act 1986. So under it, there has been establishment of Bureau of Indian Standards as a national standard body, as well as there has been an enabling provisions under which the government has brought under compulsory certification scheme. Government can bring under compulsory certification scheme any goods or articles, whatever government think that good or article is beneficial for the public interest or for the protection of human, animal or plant health. As well as this enabling provision will also make it mandatory that whenever you purchase any precious material from the market, then you at least get hallmarks on that, right? And this act will enable the central government to appoint any authority or agency in addition to Bureau of Indian Standards, and they can these authorities and agency can investigate whether the product or the services confirm the standard which has been set by the government or not. All right, so again, this was all about the news of today. We'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thank you for listening to me, guys. Thank you very much.